Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new year. Happy New Year to you all. It is 2023. It is actually January 5th, 2023. So we are 5 days in. I hope you guys are encouraged. I hope you're inspired. I hope you are already motivated as you get your new year started. It's a fresh new year. It's a fresh new look. It's a fresh new everything. So keep your head up this season and do all you can. It is the Journey with James podcast, in case you didn't know. This is season 3, episode 9. I want to say this here. We have dealt with tragedy already in the world, already in the new year. We're dealing with tragedy as a whole. Altogether, you may have seen Monday Night Football. You may not have seen it, but you know of this story of Monday Night Football when Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin went into cardiac arrest while playing the game on the field. What a devastating time that was. Usually I watch a lot of football. I love football, and usually I watch Monday Night Football. But this particular night, I didn't watch Monday Night Football, but I heard about it, and when I heard about it, I was like, "Oh my God." It is devastating because I see it all the time on the football field. Somebody gets hurt, they take them off the field and they keep going. And they're pretty much going to be okay. They're pretty much going to recover. It may take a couple of weeks or months or whatnot, but they should come back and be able to play again. But never in my years of watching football, and it hasn't been that many years. I would say it's about 6 or 7 years now, because I didn't watch football as a young boy and a teenager or a young adult. I just started maybe watching in my late 30s. But with all that said, I love football. It's phenomenal. But I've never, ever seen something like this where someone, a player, falls out and goes into cardiac arrest and they had to resuscitate him. Man, it is such a blow. I had shed some tears because I think I've mentioned before that it's just a lot of these things been going on the past year when people are getting injured and hurt. Some people are dying. It's just so much. People are taking their life and different things like that. It's so much chaos, it seems, in this world. And it is a grand time to turn to God. And one thing that I was so excited to see, I wouldn't say the word excited, but it brought a smile to my face, is the fact that everybody is coming together nationwide and offering prayers, praying to God, asking God for healing power when it comes to Damar Hamlin. And so I just say my prayers are with the family. My prayers are with his friends and his teammates, everybody involved. Higgins, the one that did the tackle or whatnot, and just all the whole gamut. I am in prayer for everybody, because at the end of the day, this is a devastating blow. It's something that's kind of traumatic, I can say, for someone to see on TV, on live TV, to see that and to realize that this person literally went into cardiac arrest. And not only that, but the fact that he is a young guy. So we are continually praying for a complete healing and a testimony. What a testimony it would be when God in the midst. So keep that in prayer. Keep him in prayer. Keep the whole situation in prayer, and keep him and his family in prayer as well. Because prayer really works. Prayer changes things. And I'm going to let God handle that. And my condolences again to the family. When I say that, just that this situation happened, it's such a sad thing, but we're praying for a miracle. We're praying for God's changing hands. That's what I go on. I believe it by faith. I have faith as small as a mustard seed. I have faith that's, it's the evidence of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. I really believe Hebrews 11:1. I really believe in what God's word says. And so I'm believing that, and I'm trusting that everything will be all right. And what leads me to talk about how life can be so crazy. Something traumatic can happen just like that. Something crazy can happen just like that. And so I want you guys to think about this year as a year of really pushing yourself to the limit, pushing yourself to do things that may feel uncomfortable, but will help you to grow like never before. Make this be a year of just growth. My number one slogan has been over the last few years, it's growth takes courage. It truly takes courage to grow. And so if you need to grow in some areas, some things you need to work on within yourself to improve upon, do the work, face the problem, be honest with yourself, and do what you got to do. But also, if there's some things that you've been pushing to do, that God's giving you some dream of vision, something that made you feel so good inside, when you think about it, you daydream about it, you know that God is pushing you to do it, but you're a little fearful. Let this be a year to really let go and to really let God. When you give God the power, when you let him take care of what you may be scared of, but you know he's giving you, he's going to show you something magnificent. He's going to show you how much you can do it because he's in the midst, and that if he gives it to you, he's going to see you through it. So always remember that when God blesses you with something, when God gives you something, he's going to see you through it. And it may look uncomfortable. It may be looking like, I don't know if I can do that. But if thus says the Lord, say, do it, you better do it, because I'm going to tell you, you'll be amazed at what he will do in your life. I am a living witness into that in every way possible. And I can give you so many different examples, but one of the biggest examples is being a news producer. I tried to be a news producer. I've always wanted to be a news anchor reporter, and still do. But in my growing stages, I wanted to become a news producer as well. And so I tried over the years to be a news producer. I pushed myself. I've always been fearful as a kid to be a news anchor reporter. I always wanted to be it, but I was fearful. I was like, well, I don't know enough history. I don't know if I can write very well. I don't know if I can do this. I can do that. So many things plague my mind, but my dream never left me. That dream to be that person, that news anchor reporter or whatnot, never left me. As a boy, I remember sitting in front of I had a black and white TV for a little while. Yes, I may be aging myself, but I had a little black and white TV in my room as a teenager, and I remember having a suitcase that I would sit on as a chair, and I had these game boards. I think it was a Monopoly board and some other game board, and I made it into a little desk. And when the newscast would start, I would look at the black and white TV as if it was my camera, and I was speaking to it as if I was the news anchor. And so I did those things, and it brought me joy. And I remember even having a bulletin board in my room, and I would have news, sports news, business news, entertainment news. I would write it out, and I would post it on my bulletin board, and I would have my family. We only had 3 people in my family, my immediate family. I would have them come and look at the news of the day. So for me, I was a little shy to admit that was the crazy me. That was what I did as a kid. That's what brought me joy. But now I love telling that story, because when God gives you a dream, when God gives you something, he will see you through it. And look at where I'm at now as a news producer. I don't say it to say, oh, look at me. No, not in any way possible, because when God gives you, he can take it away. And I know that. So I pray every day. I say, Lord, thank you for what I have and help me to get through it. But I'm just showing the hand of God. When you have that vision and dream, you push yourself, you will get out there. And so I pushed myself as I grew. I mean, even as 8 years old, I remember looking at the news and being fascinated with it. I didn't watch a lot of cartoons and nothing like that. I was a little nerdy boy, the news nerd, what you call it. I like the news music, the news sets, the news graphics. Still do to this day. I even follow a blog that has that same, where people are up there to have that same dream vision of loving, same hobby, I should say, of loving the news sets, music, and all that stuff. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff, and it brings me joy. But I understand that God gave me that gift. God gave me that joy inside to want to do it, and so I've been pushing myself. But I would say this: I've been fearful all along, and I've learned to just push myself. And so when I became a news producer, I wasn't the best writer at all. Actually, I wrote more in college level, and it's a different style of writing when you're running when you're writing for journalism and for news. You have to make it more relatable, more down, like more plain, more so that everybody can understand it. And it was hard for me for a little while to write in the active voice instead of the passive voice. All that kind of stuff came into view, and it challenged me like never before. So I felt nervous. I say, this stuff is going on the air. People are going to read this, and the anchor's going to read and all that stuff. I am so afraid. But I pushed myself, and I practiced, and I got better. Not saying I'm the best, but I definitely got better, and I feel good. I don't have that fear anymore. may fear some other things or whatever as it relates to news or whatever, but I take each step one step at a time. And I can say that now I'm more confident in what I do. I'm more confident in my writing. I'm more confident in my producing skills and my creativity. I'm more confident in all that. And it's only by the grace of God and only by God's wonderful, wonderful direction that I am, because I cannot, and I repeat, I cannot do it without him. And so this year, I want you guys to understand that if he did it for me, he can do it for you. If he did it for them, he can do it for them. He can do it for this person, that person. He's not a respecter of anybody. He wants to bless you abundantly. So go out there and try. Push yourself. Whatever your dreams have been, push yourself and take God with you. He's going to see you through it. And you pray to him and you thank him for the blessing that he's going to give you. And just have faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and it's the evidence of things not seen, as it says in the Holy Bible, Hebrews 11:1. And in Philippians 4:13, it says, I can do all things through Christ, which gives me strength. And then in Joshua 1:9, and there's other chapters in the Bible, it talks about this very thing too. It says, be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. As you can tell, these are three of my favorite scriptures that I live by. Be strong and courageous. Why should you be strong and courageous? Even though you may not feel strong, you may not feel courageous, you need to will yourself to be strong and courageous. And why? Because God is going to be there in the midst in every way possible. He's with you. He's leading you. He's guiding you. And so the task may look big before you and you may feel intimidated. But if you walk in that strongness and you walk in that courageousness, you walk with God's unchanging hand, you're going to be just fine. I guarantee you, because I'm a living witness. Okay. So I hope this has blessed you today. I hope that you got something from this. The Journey with James is a place where I can be transparent with you on some things in my life, and I can share some wisdom. I can share some things that I've been through and how I got through it and how you can get through it as well, in hopes that you can get through it. So these are my steps. It can be so many different ways that we can get through things. But the whole premise of the Journey with James is to be able to, each of us, to uplift and encourage, motivate, and inspire each other in this journey of life. Why not? We on this earth together. Why not? Why not help each other to be the best person that we can be in our lives? Come on, people. We can do it. Okay. Let 2023 be a time for growth, because growth takes courage. I am doing some things now that I haven't even spoken about, that I'm taking steps in. That's growth. That's taking courage, because I know on my own I couldn't do it, but I'm trusting God in the midst. All right, guys, stay tuned. There are more episodes to come. It's a great season. Thank you guys for listening to this edition of the Journey with James podcast, season 3, episode 9. I'll talk to you again on next week. Take care. God bless. Oh, before I leave, I said take care and God bless. But before I leave, I must say this. You can follow me anytime on journeywithjames.net. That's www.journeywithjames.net. Okay? You can get the latest information from me, some things I'm doing. I'm going to be posting some pictures from the holiday with my boys and some things they've been behind the scenes at the news stations. I'm going to post some things with that and just some things that I've been doing over the last few weeks. So you can check it out at journeywithjames.net. And you can also check out the Young and the Beardless at that website as well. The Young and the Beardless podcast show with my best friend, George. Okay. God bless you guys. Take care. And I'll see you later for real this time. Bye-bye.